Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Kimbo here, and it's time for an epic Bakugan Legends episode review. So we've got number 7. 7 up in here. Episode 7, dude. With this, we are past the halfway point for this season. Only 13 episodes with it, but they're going and telling the story big time with every episode. Even throwing in, like, the episodes to, like, relieve the tension, at least for a little bit. And continue with that theme because they always like build big time to the big time major battle and everything, but at the same time, like having that build up, they have episodes come in for like kind of comedic humor and like comedic relief and everything to like cool things down a bit, you know. But yeah, gotta balance that temperature and everything with the storytelling. But yeah, so episode 7, getting into it, they're all sitting outside of Studio B or Studio D, yeah, and they're thinking like Winton's thinking about like the reflector, the Nova reflector, and his idea is to get one of the swarm, like catch one of the swarm, and kind of use it a little bit for research because it would help them like lock away Hinoge, you know, knowing how the swarms like operate and everything, or at least like having like a swarm. So there's actually one that's just randomly going around, so be it. And then they try to catch it. You know how the swarm is, they can vanish and reappear. They can teleport, they can teleport at will whenever. And so, like, this is a smaller one, so, they just did like a little bit. Like it can't go too far because it's a smaller one, like a smaller swarm, you know. But at the same time, they're trying to go around and catch this swarm, and then even Magnus is sitting there like, oh boy, just watching them all run around trying to catch this thing, and then it actually lands on Magnus's head, and he's like, oh, you wouldn't dare, and then they try to catch the swarm, but they caught it, you know, they caught the swarm, but then the swarm teleports, but it teleports all of them too. So first they're like in like so it's like they're by a volcano, they're like in an ocean, they're you know, um in like a big time snowy area like Alaska, and then they get teleported to this place with a bunch of crystals, like a crap ton of crystals with it, and they look forward, and then you see a figure sitting in a chair. This figure is none other than the man Hinoge. So he was like sealed away in like the deepest part of Australia, but like where this place is, it kind of looks like a planet, like the core of Australia maybe or something like that. Um, but the core itself looks like a planet, but you can see the part where he broke out and everything. But he basically uses it like his throne room now. You know what I mean? Just sitting back, and that's his throne room. And he explains to them how this was the place where he was trapped, for countless millennia. And he's like, so you showed up here. That must mean you're wanting to fight. So they all just get ready to square up with Hinoge. They all roll out their Bakugan, and with it, and just being real, Hinoge's power is insane. Like I said, 5,000, man. He's an ultimate Bakugan. It's insane. Like, you're lucky if you'll survive. Like, forget winning. You're lucky if you'll survive. Being real. That's the strongest Bakugan we've seen, B power wise, in the history of this reboot. In the show, like it's freaking insane. But yeah. So with that, I still can't. Like whenever I saw the 5,000 bar, like at the beginning, I'm like, this man, this man, like this. What in the Thanos? Oh yeah, but anyways, they're all sitting there trying to attack a nose. Long story short, none of their attacks are really breaking through. They're struggling big time, and they're not even cracking a dent in Hinoge's power. Didn't even see the bar go down. But in the meantime, they like two of them went off to go and look for the swarm, and then the others stayed back to battle. I think it was like Leah and it was Leah and Shun. But yeah, the others stayed behind to like battle and everything, and they're still getting. Well, that's Athena, that's Dan, that's Magnus, like three of the strongest, man. That's like a G trying to put in work too, and like they were all just getting shut down because the nose is that damn strong. He's that powerful. This man ain't playing, not one bit, not even one like millisecond. Like he's like, okay, Like all your attacks are useless. They literally are. And it's still, I mean, at this point, I guess he is still playing around because he's not using his full power, man. And that's the crazy part. We haven't seen the ceiling on this man's power, and it's not even close. And it's terrifying how strong he is. So they had to go catch the swarm because if not, like, damn, the others were honestly screwed. Not like, oh, they're gonna win, like they're toast, like they're in trouble. So they catch the way they catch the swarm is like Shun's chasing after him, and he loses his Tumpy figure, small little Tumpy keychain, and it's really really shiny, and he sees it and he's like, whoa, well, like he can't talk obviously because he's a swarm, but like the swarm sees it and he's obviously fascinated by it because it's a nice shiny object and such, and he basically says like, if you help us out, you can have it, and then sure enough, he does. So they come back, and Hanoj looks down and he's like, a swarm. So the Awesome Brothers actually managed to get one member of the swarm. Kind of to go on their side. Well, he's fascinated by a Tumpy keychain, but he teleports them out back to Earth. So, yeah, maybe that's the first line of cracking the defenses in Hanoj's armor. If he doesn't have the swarm to back him up, he can have, like, big-time power, but that alone will, like, restrict it a little bit. Not having the swarm doing his dirty bidding. But still, he's still got a whole army, like the whole swarm and everything. So odds of that right now, not very likely. But they get back to Earth and then they name it. I forgot what they named it. Like they gave it a nickname to the swarm member. So like there's a member, like there's this member of the swarm that's like a part of the Awesome Brawlers, at least for now. That's kind of cool, man. But in the middle of all that, Magnus just straight up says, "I'm leaving you guys." And in his head, he's thinking, like, we stood no chance. Like, he saw that battle. He was a part of the battle. Even Nilius was getting rocked. He's like, as we stand right now, we have no chance of winning against Hanoj. And he didn't say that out loud, but he thought that. And that's why he's going. So he's going off on his own and gaining more power and everything. He's like, the Awesome Brawlers, this time they're not strong enough. And he goes off. And that's where the episode ends. So they split up and everything. So yeah, at least for now, they'll end up coming back together because someone's gonna make it where like they gotta, you know what I mean? But yeah, Magnus is gonna definitely go off and just train big time. He'll probably be there for like the battle judgments to watch, But meanwhile, yeah, we'll just have to see how things pan out before like they reunite and everything. This is kind of like the point, like where Kiyoya freaking separated from the whole group, during Metal Fury. For a little bit and went out to train on his own. Like different reasons for it, but yeah. So that's basically the end part of the first part of this episode. And then getting into the second part, basically the whole theme is like the show must go on. So like Magnus even being gone, like the show must go on. Gotta keep just going with it, and just working to fix the reflector. Prepare for like the next battle and the battle judgment and everything. But in the meantime, they're sitting at the studio and they see Leah's mom Veronica on TV, having her show, and then the guest on her show is actually Cubbo. And not only did she have Cubbo, she also wanted the Awesome Brawlers to be there, but she told them last second. They're like, "Wow, that was way last second and such." It throws off like everything. I mean, I get that. Sometimes like last second stuff happens. I'm not the biggest fan of last second like changes with things. I'm like, come on, I had a plan for things, but yeah, but things happen, But getting into it, the Awesome Brawlers are there. She's having the show. She's got the crowd. She invites her special guest, Cubbo, and you know how Cubbo is. He'll be sitting there talking some smack or something for his videos, reviews, and everything. And it's like, nah, bro, be authentic. Come on, man, come on. But while he's up there, he's basically saying how, like, he saved the world, how he taught the Awesome Brawlers everything they know. First, he started, this man's ragging on Strata, talking crap about Strata. He's like, oh, that wannabe Bakugan hunter, yeah, like, he ain't so big and bad. I took him down with one hit. He's a frail-ass little motherfucker. You know where I'm going. But, yeah. And Strata heard that. He was watching TV and he did not like that. He was like, what? You what, mate? But then he's also up there and talking about how he taught the Awesome Brawlers everything. Like they were all little kids before, like, I taught them how to brawl and everything. Drago could know the candle to me. blah blah, all this stuff, and then he's like, oh yeah, like Drago just sitting there thinking that, and then obviously Dan wants to go out there and be like, oh yeah, Cubbo, but then Leah's like, we don't want to ruin my mom's show, like you can't ruin the show and everything, um, because the audience doesn't know. But then Strata shows up out of nowhere, and he's just like, Cubbo, I heard you said about me. Also, just hearing his voice, because he has the same voice as like Spectra, as like the Cheyenne from Beyblade. Yeah, but you just hear it like with Strata, same voice actor. It's so cool seeing that. But that's homage to Spectra. Anybody who doesn't know, like, they're the same voice actor. And yeah, also the Cheyenne in Beyblade, Metal Fight Beyblade. He was the leader of Wang Huzhang. Anybody who knows. But yeah, he shows up and he's just trying to get into a battle. He's trying to square up with Cubbo. But then the Awesome Brawlers actually intervene. Dan's like, we got to intervene now. It's going to be okay. And he's like, well, Leah's like, what about my mom's show? Dan's like, it's going to be all right. The show must go on. And so they basically make it where like it's a planned thing. Like, oh, you shouldn't be bullying Cubbo like that. Who do you think you are? And then they launch out their Bakugan, and that's what led to the whole battle and everything. So it's like it's still in character, so the audience isn't getting freaked out or anything. At first they're like, what's going on? But then they're like, the Awesome Brawlers showed up. And like they use the swarm to teleport, and they're like, "Oh, he's a magician! Oh my god!" But then they get into the brawl. Long story short, it's like back and forth and such. But then Strata has no clue about the cores that are going around and such. But the Awesome Brawlers do. Um, they manage to turn the tide and win and take down Strata. And Strata's like, "I won't forget this. I will remember this." And then he runs off and everything. And then everybody's fascinated by it. They're like, yeah, that was great. And then Veronica's like, give it up for the Awesome Brawlers, the special guests. And then afterwards, they're all sitting and talking, and Leah's basically telling her mom, like, she didn't want, like, she knew that it wasn't planned or anything, but didn't want to ruin your show. I want to make sure everything was good with it. And, Veronica appreciated that big time. But yeah, same time as they're sitting there talking, freaking Cubbo. They're like, well, okay, there's one thing left to deal with. Cubbo? Cubbo's trying to sneak away. And then they're just like, oh, third-rate brawler, huh? You taught us everything, huh? And then Cubbo's basically just like, oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just get hyped and, like, excited with my stories and everything. I'll tell my audience and everything the truth and such. And then Drago and Dan are like, okay, as long as you're willing to do that, like, it's fine. And then he's just backing up. He's like, I know, I'm so sorry. By the way, I'm just kidding, not really. And then he runs off. I'm like, this man, Cubbo, you don't give a damn. Are you kidding me, bro? Some things never change, man. I guess you can't change a wicked Cubbo. But, yeah, man. And then it ends with Dan chasing him around trying to catch Cubbo. But yeah, that's where it ends off at. So overall, like, I love the balance with this episode too. Like, the first part, like, extending some things with the story, like showing where her nose is actually like residing. Them actually managing to get a swarm on their side, which is honestly an interesting thing. So they got a way to teleport now, like easily without having her nose just be the one to do it, unless the swarm goes away. And then like the second part of the episode, like the light-hearted feel with it, like the humor with like Cubbo coming in, like the whole thing with Veronica's show, and then Strata being a part of it. Strata still being a part and him being a character from the first season, that balance, absolutely love seeing that. How there's characters even still from season seasons 1 through 4 still showing up in 5, so it shows they haven't forgotten about those characters or anything. Just loving that balance and such. The balance this era around with both the TCG, like how the TCG is, the Bakugan themselves, and the show has been great. Obviously, the whole being the TCG, just that they could have capitalized on it more, but it is what it is. But yeah, man. Anyways, guys, that's basically everything for this episode review on episode number 7. Got to the point with everything. Yeah, honestly, straightforward. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and such on this episode, and you already know things are going to get really, really intense soon. Like, we got to see, like, the whole conflict with, like, Magnus coming back and everything. Who else Hanoj has up his sleeve, because now that Everett and McHugh are gone, too, he's going to move on to the next ones. And he's going to probably battle with the same people until they go down. That's my guess. He's just going to do so. Like, if you can't get past this tier, you're not worthy of, like, the next. So, I guess it remains to be seen who's going to be next, but I could imagine maybe one of the people being like it's good. Like I'm imagining seeing like the other evils, But we're just starting because like Everett and McHugh being on like that lower tier and such with the evils and everything, you know. But yeah. And like even Storm, like they're all strong and such, but you look at the tier overall, just like how crazy the evils are. They're probably just gonna hype up like which one's the most evil. But obviously the end game is Hinoge, you know. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see like what order they go with this. So yeah, we still have not seen quite a few people, you know, and it definitely feels endgame for this. We're just getting started. We're halfway through, but these last episodes, like 8 through 13, yeah, we got 6 episodes left, so these last episodes are gonna be freaking insane and intense for sure. Looking forward to them. But anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. So yeah, guys, till next time, it's your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Till then, stay awesome and Bakugan Brawl. I'm up out of here.